Before we dive into yet another steaming pile of self-pity, I have to pause and address something that I didn't mention yesterday. Something that can't speak for itself. Something that never asked to be dragged into this never-ending pity parade. Twinkie. That dog should have spent life as a sprightly, energetic creature. But now it's overfed, morbidly obese, and unrecognisable. She doesn't trot, she waddles, if she moves at all. And Amberlynn calls this love. She wraps it up in baby talk, but what we're seeing is slow, passive abuse. This isn't even about Twinkie. It's about Amberlynn needing a companion who can't leave. A dependent. Something to care for in name, not in action. She's turned food into affection, gluttony into bonding. And now we have a dog that's well over the weight she should be and not getting the life she deserves. It's not just ignorance, and it's not just neglect. It's cruelty. This dog is not just a little chunky. It's not cute and it's not funny. Twinkie's already an elderly dog. This alone should demand extra care, extra caution, and an ounce of responsibility. Her joints are older, her organs are older, her stamina and strength are dwindling because that happens with time. Yet she's being force-fed into oblivion. This is a dog whose joints must be suffering, whose heart is constantly under stress, who likely struggles to walk, to breathe, to even rest comfortably. All because our owner can't stop projecting her own issues onto something defenseless and voiceless. In Amberlynn's world, responsibility is a foreign language and portion control is a war crime. We've seen those food bowls. Amber doesn't know how to express affection without a calorie count. She can't be bothered to check portions, to follow advice, to give that dog a fair shot at a comfortable old age. Because it's always about her. Her needs, her schedule, her cravings. Not what her pet actually needs to live happier and better. What we're seeing isn't quirky pet parenting. It's gluttony by proxy. It's years of neglect packaged as love and filtered through the same delusional lens that's killing her. Only this time it's killing something innocent. She doesn't treat her animals as pets. She treats them as coping mechanisms. She feeds them the same way she feeds herself. Mindlessly, excessively, and with zero accountability. If you're gonna destroy yourself, fine. But dragging innocent animals into the wreckage is evil. She's built her entire platform on indulgence, and even her pets aren't safe from it. The same cycle of overconsumption that's ending her life is being inflicted on a creature that has no say in it. It's horrifying, it's cruel, and it's exactly who she is. So no, Amber, I don't want to hear about how much you love your fur babies. Love is not stuffing an animal into the same casket you're building for yourself. She isn't just failing herself. She is failing the one soul in the world who loves her unconditionally. And that is something we should never, ever forgive. Twinkie deserved better a decade ago, and she deserves it even more now. When the time comes and Twinkie passes, Amber will weep on camera and pretend she was Mother Teresa with a leash. She'll weaponize that grief the way she always does, spinning it for views, sympathy, and another excuse for why she just can't make any healthy choices right now. You'll think she was the poster child for pet devotion from the way she'll sob loudly and publicly. But she wasn't. She is the reason these animals have suffered, and we all know it. But with that out of the way, let's get on to her next What I Ate Today with the contempt and exhaustion that it deserves. She briefly mentions her last What I Ate Today video, which was pulled by YouTube for violating terms of service. She says she tried to appeal it, but it's always, they're out to get me, and never, maybe I shouldn't have tried to crowdfund my weight loss. She opens strong with kale. She acts like it's the elixir of life. We're told that this is a fixation, which for Amber means a new food obsession that she'll toss aside the second a new seasonal McFlurry drops. She romanticizes it like she's discovered fire. Kale salad and a wrap. It's revolutionary, give her the Nobel Prize. For someone who loves food so much, you think she'd make the content where she's actually eating more interesting. It wouldn't be so offensive if she didn't present the food as proof of radical self-growth. We've been here before 1,000 times. She discovers a salad, declares it life-changing, and by next week she's knee-deep in potatoes telling us that calories aren't real if you eat them while you're journaling. Next up we go to her natural habitat, bingo. And what does our nutritional heroine consume here? A salad that's just chopped chicken, egg, cheese, and a pool of ranch. She says it's healthier than usual. The bar is in hell. She celebrates her bravery like she just ran a marathon. And then for dinner it's salmon, rice, and sriracha honey Brussels sprouts. It actually sounds pretty good, I will give her that. But again, it's not what she eats that's the issue. It's the amount and the pattern. The endless cycle of "I'm finally making good choices" followed immediately by her shoveling food into her face like it's her last day on Earth. She gives us a taste test segment where she unwraps a bag of frozen grapes and giggles like a gremlin on helium to declare them spectacular. They're grapes that have been frozen with some lemon. It's groundbreaking. But then she also has another king-size almond joy. She swears she wants to nourish her body but then drops, 500 calories of coconut candy into the ring? She claims that perfection isn't real, which is true, but moderation is, and wolfing down a king-size candy bar after a day of allegedly mindful eating is not moderation. She then attempts to guilt-trip the audience by saying that the only people who expect perfection are the ones who want to see her fail. No, darling, we don't want perfection. We just want something. Something more than the weekly cry and chaos saga that you seem determined to call healing. She does her food for thought segment and it's mind-numbing. She pats herself on the back for eating salmon like it's a revolutionary act, and then admits that she's got a sweet tooth so intense that it's basically holding her hostage. And rather than, facing that head on, she just hints that she'll invent some new way to eat more sugar while pretending it's part of a healthy plan. Because of course she will. If there's one thing that Amberlynn is good at, it's rationalizing stagnation. In the end, this wasn't a food diary. It's just a 7-minute struggle between illusion and reality. And reality lost. See you in the next installment of Babble and Binge.